Dr. Randy Smith writes, "Prophecy is an essential part of our spiritual diet, so God included it in the book. He called us to know and trust Him. He beckons us to recognize the times and seasons and be ready to meet Him soon." We reserve a few minutes every Sunday to talk about current trends that you would expect from reading Bible prophecy. We are futurists. That means we interpret all unfulfilled prophetic passages as future events that will occur in a literal, physical, apocalyptic, and global context. For example, we believe that there will be a man, probably not called the Antichrist, but a world leader who will rise up, just as it says in the book of Revelation. It's not a metaphor or an analogy for world leaders that do bad things. It's a real person, and he's going to be revealed in the end times. Now, we've before talked a lot about the Great Reset. This quote will give you some idea of what it is. In June of 2020, 3 months into the pandemic, the leader of the World Economic Forum said that COVID-19 provided an urgent reason for the world to pursue a great reset of capitalism. The world must act jointly and swiftly to revamp all aspects of our societies and economies, from education to social contracts and working conditions, Klaus Schwab wrote. Every country from the United States to China must participate, and every industry from oil and gas to tech must be transformed. How serious is this great reset? One popular commentator called it the movement that could finally snuff out the flame of liberty in America. Here's another quote. People warning about the Great Reset are saying that we're headed towards fascist controls that could eventually include a global digital currency. Journalist Derek Brose, commenting on President Biden's infrastructure bill, wrote, "Make no mistake, the infrastructure bill is about advancing the Great Reset agenda, and part of that agenda is eliminating the private use of decentralized cryptocurrency to replace it with centralized, tracked, and traced central bank digital currencies. Some make the claim they're going to make a transition away from the US dollar to a digital currency, one that can be tracked, controlled, manipulated, and designed for, in the words of the White House, equitable access to safe and affordable finance services. It will control you and your life, as well as remake all of society." GreatReset.com, answering the question, why do we need to reset, said, "The pause during lockdown created by the pandemic resulted in a 7% decrease in global emissions in 2020. The UN states that we need a decrease of 7.6% every year until 2030 to avoid climate and ecological disaster. This means we need to maintain the same decrease every year as if we were living in lockdown. The challenge is that as we emerge from the pandemic, the pressure to go back to a business-as-usual attitude will intensify. Right now, we have a small window of opportunity to reset and shape the future we want." They want to see people encouraged to behave more sustainably like they did during lockdown. Encouraged means mandating behavior to accomplish whatever behavior is deemed necessary. This is not fringe conspiracy stuff at all. Great Reset is the title that these men have given themselves, and this is all being discussed quite openly. President Biden's campaign slogan, remember, Build Back Better? That comes right out of the Great Reset agenda. And these are world leaders, not fringe leaders, and so this is real. One conservative journalist wrote, "Conspiracy theories aside, there is something fishy about the Great Reset. It's corporate takeover of global governance that affects our food, our data, and our vaccines. So even if the World Economic Forum or Bill Gates is not responsible for COVID, and even if the vaccines are not laced with microchips to control our thoughts, something fishy really is going on in the realm of global governments." Now, we don't delve into this stuff too deeply. We don't need to know all the players and read all the documents and figure out everything that's going on with the Great Reset. We report on them, and our purpose in talking about them is to show how these things predicted long ago in the Bible, that you would expect these things to be happening in the end times. We read in the book of the Revelation about a global, one-world, totalitarian government that involves commerce in a digital manner so that everybody uses the same money. And that is exactly what these people are openly talking about. Not biblical. They're not Christians. They're not trying to do what the Bible says. They're just being led to do this. And if there is a conspiracy, it's a satanic conspiracy to move us away from the things of the Lord. And so you read the news, it sounds exactly like the world the Great Reset is openly promoting. We believe the resurrection and rapture of the church are imminent, could happen any moment. Nothing needs to happen before it, and it will happen before the Great Tribulation. Are you ready for the rapture? If not, get ready and stay ready and keep looking up. Ready or not, Jesus is coming.